Love is a powerful weapon in the hands of human traffickers.
In the United States, most sex trafficking victims were originally recruited by someone they loved or trusted.
By understanding how human trafficking really works, you can make a difference in the life of someone at risk.
For more information, please visit polarisproject.org.
Help is available. Text Be Free to 233-733 or call the National Human Trafficking Hotline, 888-373-7888. Together, let's stop violence against women.
Good morning, good evening, wherever you are across this beautiful nation or around the world. This is Deja Brew, and we are waking you up to truth one drip at a time. And today is Monday Madness. What's up, Jen?
Hey, girl, it's Monday Madness. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a great show.
Tell them about it.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Anne Heche. So we were trying to decide what we were going to talk about this week, and I happened to come across a video about her, and I was like, oh my God, I remember when that happened. That shit was weird. And then so, like I do with any weird death, I put in a search, Anne Heche speaks out about trafficking, and oh my God, her last video, not video, her last movie was about trafficking. So, I mean, naturally, we had to look into this. Naturally. She was also doing public service announcements, and her death made no sense.
None.
Yes.
And I'm not even 100% convinced that she's actually not with us anymore.
I'm not either.
Because of some of the footage that we have seen that shows her raising up off of the gurney. And that's another thing. They'll see it when we show the video clip.
Yeah.
But she's in a full body bag on a gurney.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if you're not already gone, why the hell they got you wrapped up in a full-on body bag? And then you come climbing out of it when you get to the ambulance.
Sits up. Straight up. Sits the fuck up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those firefighters, the ones that were carrying her on the gurney into the ambulance, their uniforms looked brand new. Like they've never fought a fire a day in their life. Who were those guys?
Exactly.
I don't believe they were real firefighters.
I don't either. I think they were probably some type of undercover agents that were helping her go into witness protection, Because look how many other people before her who were speaking out about the same topic. And all of a sudden, horrific things happened to them, or allegedly they did this to themselves, right?
Yep.
So I think she saw the writing on the wall. And I think she said, hey, I'm a great actress. Let's get me a stunt double and let's pull this shit off. Because at one point, and I don't remember if he actually, this guy that we're gonna use Sobering Stories channel's video on this because he does such a great job of it. But I can't remember.
Amazing.
He is amazing. I recommend everybody go like and subscribe him. He's awesome. And he is a recovering something, right? That's why his channel is called Sobering Stories. He's sober from something, right?
Yeah.
And doing a great job.
Amazing.
All the way around.
Everybody check it out, subscribe, support his channel. Absolutely.
100%. Excuse me, but I don't remember if he actually had the clip that plays the 911 call where the bystander is talking to the dispatch, and he kept referring to the driver of the car as a he, right? That was the first thing I noticed. He drove into this house. He is in there. And this man was saying there's a female with a cat still inside the home of the garage that he busted into. Why did she not come? If somebody lives there and they were home when this happened, why did she not come flying out of her house?
Yeah.
Who else in their right mind or they're not right mind, you know, because they're going to be,
Yeah.
they're going to come to
Yeah.
the house. They're not going to stay in it.
If I'm in the house with my cat, me and the cat are coming outside.
Yeah. But this lady, the whole time, was inside the house, and the garage wasn't on fire at first. The car wasn't on fire at first.
Mm-hmm.
That too was weird. And then all of a sudden, once the fire department and different people get there, lo and behold, you've got like what 200-foot tall fire flames or some shit. And it's
Yeah.
like, what? And then,
Yeah.
you know, even then the lady's still inside the house. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't
Makes
make
no
sense.
fucking sense. No.
Nothing.
No.
So I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk a little more.
Well, I mean,
I know you got
first
some
of
notes
all,
on it.
I can barely read my own handwriting, but we're gonna give this a try anyway.
All right.
First of
I'm
all,
here with you. I'm there with you,
poor,
girl.
poor Anne Heche, her dad was a closeted gay man, and he abused her sexually, gave her herpes. Like, come on, that's just horrible. He died at 1983. She was 12 years old,
With
working to
AIDS.
help. Huh?
He died of
With
AIDS.
yes, that's right. That's right. Um, she was 12 years old, working to help support her family, and it was a lot of pressure. So in her early teens, she started drinking and drugging, you know, and developed multiple personality disorder. Well, in 1994, she has a 6-month romance with Steve Martin, then leaves Steve Martin for Ellen DeGeneres. And we all know Ellen DeGeneres is part of the club. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Part of the Epstein Club.
Her set looks just fucking like Epstein Island, his little whatever the fuck. Yeah, it's disgusting. Anne wanted to invite Ellen to a movie premiere. She was gonna meet her for lunch to invite her, and 5 dudes showed up to tell her, you're not gonna do that. Well, she does it anyway. Ellen says, you don't know what you're up against. Well, Anne takes her to this movie premiere anyway, and Anne lost a 10 million deal with Fox and was blacklisted. And I mean, this was a while ago. This was before people weren't quite as out and proud about being gay back then. You know, that was
But I don't think
25
that's
plus
what it was
years ago.
about, honestly.
No.
I think it was because at that time, the Hollywood people were trying harder to keep Ellen's type of people out. And I don't mean gay when I say that.
Yeah.
I mean kitty diddlers.
Yes. Yep.
I think they were trying a little harder to keep them out of the club.
Mm-hmm. And then the two of them split in 2000. Y'all remember when Anne broke down 40 miles away from Fresno and knocked on somebody's door claiming to be God, saying I can take you back to the spaceship, talking all kinds of weird nonsense, like she was having an emotional breakdown. But the thing is, you would think that she had a breakdown because Ellen dumped her. Anne did the dumping, not Ellen. Anne did the dumping because Ellen was too money hungry. She would do anything for money. So what was Ellen really doing that made Anne want to dump her? You know, it isn't about like, oh, she's a workaholic. No, there was something sinister there. Anne saw something that did not sit well with her.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I do too.
So let's see. In 2010, she did tried to do a comeback. That's when she starts doing a podcast with a friend of hers, and she does the movie called Girl in Room 13 about trafficking, and starts doing PSA announcements on trafficking. The podcast was called Better Together. And she says, and this is like 20 years after her and Ellen split, but on this podcast, Anne says that she feels safer since Ellen has left the country. Like, why do you need like a whole? I don't know where Ellen moved to. I don't keep up with that satanic bitch. But why do you feel safer when your ex there's an ocean between you? Like, Just so weird. So freaking weird.
Yep.
They let's see. In 2018, she crashed into an apartment complex, which was very strange. Had claimed that she went into rehab, but on August 5th of 2022, she was seen on her podcast drinking wine. I'm not against wine, obviously, but claiming to go to rehab to be sober. Let's see what else we got. So her death. Okay. She was caught on a ring camera hauling ass and crashes into a house, the second room of the house. The crash happened, they said, at 10:56 a.m. At 11 a.m., 911 was called.
Okay, but pause right there.
Okay.
Because she was caught on a ring camera from someone's house as being the driver. But an hour before that crash happened, there's a man who testifies to this as truth. A man that owned a wig shop, and she came in completely sober, completely friendly, and she purchased a red-haired wig.
Yep.
I think she needed the red-haired wig so that she could be in disguise inside the home while the body double crashed the car, who also wore a wig that looked like her hair, because the man said she ended up buying 2 wigs.
Oh,
And
I didn't catch the 2 wigs.
And she didn't give him time to comb them out and blow them and style them and stuff
Nope.
like
She just said, "Give me some shampoo and conditioner. We're good." Yeah. It said it took 59 firefighters 45 minutes to put out the fire. I'm not a firefighter, but that seems excessive. And then it took 25 minutes to realize someone was in the car. Like I said, firefighters go in wearing.
Even though the witness that's on the phone with 911 dispatch is telling 911 dispatch there are several people trying to see if there's someone in the car before any kind of first responders got there.
Yep.
So I think when everybody was taking their time, it was because they were helping do the switcheroo.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Dude had put on a fireman's suit, and then they had to go fetch her out of the house, throw her in the body bag, get her on the stretcher, get her in the ambulance, get her the hell out of there. I know how this goes down. I watch CSI.
Oh yeah. I used to watch all of them. All of them. But I mean, if it really was, if she's still with us, if she's still on the earth plane, I wonder why her body double needed to sit up. Because had they just put her in the ambulance,
that was her.
You think that was her?
That was actually her on the stretcher.
Okay.
She just thought by the time they got to the ambulance, she was in the safe zone where she could pop up out of that body bag, because she was panicked. You gotta imagine trying to pull something like that off. Your anxiety is pretty high, right?
Oh yeah, there's not enough volume in the world.
No, I think that was actually her on the stretcher in the body bag.
Okay.
They had did the switch with the stunt double guy, who probably was one of them wearing the fireman's suit. Yeah, and she just thought she was safe where she could raise up out of there, and they were like, no, lay back down.
Yeah.
We got eyes watching, You're
not in the ambulance yet.
Yeah. Settle down there, honey.
And it's fucking wild.
And then all of the different announcements about, was she deceased? Was she not? That was kind of crazy too, wasn't it?
Yeah. August 5th, declared brain dead, in a coma. August 11th, declared dead by the state. And then August 14th, they pulled the plug. 3 different freaking dates.
Yeah.
Within a roughly, a week and a half, 2 weeks. That's just fucking crazy.
Yeah. Like, how many times can one person pass away?
Oh, and also, Buffy's towing was the one that picked up her car They're like a police towing company. They contracted with the police. In early September, they picked up. It was picked up by Buffy's Towing, or no, someone picked it up from Buffy's Towing, and there was no bill, there was no lot fee, no nothing. And we've all dealt with companies like that. There's fees after fees after fees, all these bullshit fees. They just make up fees. They get you any way they can. There was no bill for her car. So somebody quietly picks it up and everything's taken care of, paid for. There's nobody owes anybody any money. That makes no fucking sense.
Right. Because they were paid off ahead of time very handsomely to just hold on to that car and keep it quiet for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then apparently there's this guy, Michael Hastings, that I'd never heard of until I looked into this. Now, Michael Hastings was a reporter, and he did things with Rolling Stone and also BuzzFeed. And so I'm like, well, this is interesting. And it was the same type of accident, like the car hauling ass ends up crashing. So I Googled this fellow, and turns out he's written these books where he's given away like political secrets and stuff. One of them is called The Operators, and it's the wild and terrifying inside story of the war in Afghanistan. Then there's another one called I Lost My Love in Baghdad. That's about losing his fiance who died in Baghdad. It's also interesting that Hastings died at 33. We know how much they like that number. Then he did Panic in 2012, which is the terrifying story of Obama's final campaign. Like, oh my God. Then something called The Echoes of Babylon. Then he also did a article called Runaway General, which is about a NATO commander and a U.S. Army general, and I guess the guys under that general, they were talking shit about Obama. So, yeah, and then I found out that just before his crash, he released an email to a woman named Jennifer Robertson, who's one of his lawyers, saying in the email he was on to some big story that would force him to go into hiding. And also, the media also pushed, just like with Anne, that they had drug problems. When the toxicology reports for both showed that they were not high at the time. Like, I think with Anne, she tested positive for THC, but you know, that stuff can stay in your system for like 30 days. She was not actively high. So that's crazy. And then it just gets even crazier. There was a U.S. representative named Jackie Walorski. I can't pronounce it, but she was a U.S. representative for Indiana. She was 1 out of 4 people killed in a car crash. So all 3 of these people, and it was the same type thing, crazy speeding. So all 3 of these individual people.
What's her connection to any of this other than the car crash?
I had to Google her name, speak out against child trafficking. Yeah, she played a big part in passing bills about human trafficking and women and children's rights.
Really?
Yeah. She did one of the big ones was Human Trafficking Prevention and Intervention and Recovery Act. So
that's very interesting to me because Indiana has some bad juju history about stuff like that. And I mean, we can name some names. I'm sure some people could figure out which VP used to have ties to Indiana government.
Yep. And I mean, either these people fake their death, and I hope that's the case, or I'm wondering if our cars are hackable. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, like if they were taken out, it wouldn't be nothing for the government to be like, okay, so-and-so's in their car. We're going to make it to where they can't hit their brakes. We're going to make them do this, you know? I mean, it's just fucking
Mhm.
crazy. Or else all of them just turned into evil Knievel people and just wanted to just go on crazy riding sprees and crash into houses and whatnot. Just makes no damn sense.
Right.
Let's see. And also, Ellen's first girlfriend died in a car accident.
Oh, really?
Also,
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Fucking crazy. And I
Hmm.
wonder if that was a sacrifice. Because, you know, these people want to join the club. They can't just join. They've got to,
Okay, be
they've
careful.
got to give something up.
Be careful with your. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, yeah. Two crazy gals having a conversation. Yeah. Entertainment purposes only. But you know, typically they got to give something up that's important to them if they want to join.
Right. I mean,
Things that make you go,
we don't personally know her connections to anything.
No, no,
We've
not at
done
all.
some research on the weird cults.
Yes.
That's definitely a thing. It's like hazing almost, or an
Yep.
initiation. Yeah.
Yep. Just
Okay.
like they did with
I think I'm
fraternity.
still sharing that book,
Yeah.
the page of the book. I actually want to. Where the hell am I? I want to go here and share this video, and we're going to run through it a bit. There we go. After it's done jumping around. Oh my God, it's doing it again. Seriously, calm down. Okay. I'm just going to leave the volume off for now
Okay.
on him. I don't know. Maybe I will play it.
If we did know each other, we probably would be. She seems like such a fun, bright, light, just this attractive personality. And she just seems like a lot of fun to just talk to, you know what I mean? Just to banter with. But in a lot of cases, personality traits like this can be a warning sign that maybe this person's been through some trauma, because it's a typical coping skill. It's a way to make light of dark things you're trying to deal with. And it's a way to kind of distance yourself from the reality of it. And in Anne's case, that's definitely true. Things started for her on May 25th, 1969, in Aurora, Ohio, when she was born to mother Nancy Prickett and father Donald Joseph Heche. Her mom was a stay-at-home mom. I guess back then they called them homemakers. And her dad was a choir director, but he also lived a closeted secret life. He was in the closet, if you know what I mean, and he was having these extramarital affairs behind closed doors. But even worse, he was subjugating Anne to years of SA. Anne was the youngest of 5 kids, and by the time she came into the world, her family was already in pretty serious financial turmoil, and with her dad's secret life, things were just not good. And she immediately was born into a house full of chaos, trauma, and unfortunately, physical abuse. And I mention this every single episode. These are crucial times in kids' lives, and Anne, all the way up until the age of 13, was continuously abused by her own father. And it was so bad that she actually caught the hurt from her own dad. What? But in 1983, her father, after living years in the closet, ended up passing away from a terminal virus. And that would leave Anne in a state where she's confused, heartbroken, yet traumatized all at the same time. She's not sure how to process all of this. It's a lot. At this time, Anne was working at a dinner theater in Swainton, New Jersey. She was making $100 a week working this theater job. And this would kind of thrust her into an adult role where she's having to be a breadwinner for the family way too early. I mean, 12 years old, bringing home the bacon, $100 a week. And one of the less popularized, exciting.
Okay, we're going to skip that part.
Yeah.
Let's get on up here.
Within the facts. That's the story of my life.
She also starred in another movie just a couple years later called You're Killing Me. Really just the timing of everything. That's a very interesting title. One of her final and probably one of her more notable roles is The Girl in Room 13. It was a Lifetime movie, so it wasn't a documentary like a lot of people say, but it was a Lifetime movie about a girl who gets forcefully trafficked by her ex-boyfriend after coming back from rehab. And because the girl has a history of drug use, nobody takes the mom seriously. Anne Heche plays the mom, and she goes out and basically Liam Neeson's this whole thing, basically like Taken. She's like, I'm gonna find my daughter wherever she is. It is a very Lifetime movie, kind of a movie. And I personally thought it was super lame. But in addition to the movie, she did a number of PSAs talking about trafficking and the problem that we face today. And she was a huge advocate against the whole human trafficking thing. So right up towards the end in 2022, these are the things she was working on.
Love is a powerful weapon in the hands of human traffickers.
In the United States, most sex trafficking victims were originally recruited by someone they loved or trusted.
By understanding how human trafficking really works, you can make a difference in the life of someone at risk.
For more information, please visit polarisproject.org.
Help is available. Text Be Free to 233-733 or call the National Human Trafficking Hotline, 888-373-7888. Together, let's stop violence against women.
But honestly, her IMDb kind of reminds me of David Carradine's. Like, you can just scroll for a good while before you find the end. It's a lot. She's been in a lot of stuff. But in addition to all of her film stuff, she was also working on a podcast with one of her good friends, Heather Duffy, called Better Together. And the two of them would just talk about stuff, honestly. I don't know. It was interesting to listen to some of the...
Okay, we're going to skip on past that too. Is this the guy that she bought the wig from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go there.
And learn from that.
Right.
And then what? How does that further us?
People really started to question her sobriety in 2018 when she crashed her car into an apartment complex. I didn't even think about that. It's kind of a theme we're seeing here now. But no charges were filed, and she denied that she was under the influence of anything. Of course, why would you? Deny. The other thing that calls her sobriety into question is on August 5th of 2022, while on the podcast with Heather Duffy, she is seen drinking wine. And so she doesn't seem like she's overdoing it or anything, but she definitely is drinking.
Richard Glass owned Glass Hair Design in Venice Beach, and less than an hour before Anne crashed her car into a nearby house, she popped into his shop to buy a wig.
We discovered that it was Anne Heche, and from there she asked if she could purchase a red wig that was up top, and I said sure. And as I bring it down, I tell her that it's not cut.
Skip past that. Get to the meat and bones of this.
Yeah.
Right there, maybe.
Like 10 feet into the house.
Is there anybody pinned or trapped inside the vehicle?
No.
Are there any hazards like down power lines, vehicles on fire, anything like that?
Not immediate that I can see visually.
Okay. Okay. Now, is it safe for you to get next to the patients?
Somebody is doing that right now.
Okay.
It's not safe because somebody's going there now.
Was anyone thrown out of any of the vehicles?
It doesn't look like it. It's got the flashes on. It's got the door open. We're making communication.
And you said nobody's pinned or trapped. Do we have everybody that was in that house accounted for?
Everybody that was in the house is accounted for, yes.
Okay. How about everybody that was in the vehicle? Are they all accounted for?
We don't know. We just made contact. It looks somebody is opening the back to see if we can access because they're kind of trapped in the front door.
Somebody's trapped by the car?
Inside the car. Whoever was driving.
They're trapped in the car?
They get somebody real quick.
We've got lots of help already coming. A lot of help on the way.
You.
Now, can you safely get next to that person that's in the car?
There might be hose. Okay, I'm gonna get a hose. It sounds like the person, whoever's trapped inside, it might be okay. Right now we're just freaking out about water and the hose. I don't know if my reach.
You're getting a water hose? Is there something on fire there?
There's smoke. Somebody smelled smoke.
Is the house on fire?
No, not the house. Not the house. Somebody just yelled from the inside. Just water.
Is the car on fire?
Might have smelled water. It might be. I didn't see flames. Somebody just said get water.
Okay, let's go back and find out if that house is on fire.
Okay.
And then we need to find out about that other person that's in the car, whether he's trapped in the car or...
Yeah, he's definitely trapped.
Is he awake? Can you find out if the patient's awake?
Is the patient awake? Yeah, there's a fire. There's a fire, yes. Okay.
The house is on fire now?
Yeah.
It's the car that's on fire in the house?
There's fire going in. And there's smoke.
Is there smoke or just fire? I mean, is there fire or just smoke?
I smell smoke. I smell fire.
But it's not on fire? It's just smoke?
I don't see flames. I don't see flames, but there's a lot of smoke.
There's a lot of smoke.
There's a lot of smoke. Go this way.
And I just want to pause right there for a minute. What is your take on the way he's reporting this?
It's weird because, I mean, he is it the 911 guy who refers to it as a he, or the
both
person
of them
calling? Both? Yeah, like that's shenanigans.
And he almost,
fuckery.
the guy calling 911 almost sounds like he's afraid to say the wrong thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he's being, like he was given a script and he's trying not to go off script.
Yeah, it was really, it's just really, it just feels very odd to me.
Yeah.
Very
Yep.
odd. I don't know. And then there's, he can smell smoke, but there's no fire. And then there's fire. And then.
And the getting the hose and
I mean, it's just a whole really weird, confusing thing. So all right, we're gonna go back to it and listen to the rest of it, because I think this is coming up is where they show her in the on the stretcher.
I don't know if it'll reach.
What part of the car is smoking?
What is smoking? It's a lot of smoking. It's taking off.
It's on. So is the car catching on fire?
Yes.
Okay.
In the house.
Okay, get everybody out of the house. Can you get that driver out of the car?
No. Well, is there anybody trapped in the car? Yes. Is there somebody trapped in the car? Yes. So yeah, there's somebody trapped in the car.
Okay, I'm gonna stay on the phone with you.
Okay. Is there anybody else inside? Just the person in the car? Just the person in the car is the only person inside. The smoke is turning really black. It's definitely a big home. It's a big fire. The big fire. Okay. I see the fire truck just right here.
Now, the crash happened at about 10:56 a.m. It was at about 11 o'clock that the 911 dispatchers received a phone call. After that phone call was made, obviously they made it to the scene real quick, but it took them about 25 minutes before they even realized that there was somebody still in the vehicle. The other thing that I thought was worth noting, the ambulance that showed up, they showed up after the firemen were there. And the firemen immediately directed all the ambulance to go inside and help the lady whose home it was that just got destroyed. It was her and all of her pets were still in there. So they rushed in to help her, and they didn't let any of the EMTs try and help with the whole fire situation. And they still didn't know if there was a person inside of this car or what was even in this garage that they were trying to put this fire out. But it took them 59 firefighters, 45 minutes to put this one car/house fire out. Doesn't that seem crazy? Yeah, it seemed crazy to me too. So I was looking into other reports. Other fires of, very similar nature are typically put out in like 20, 25 minutes, half the time. So what took them so long? took them 25 minutes before they even realized somebody was even in the car. Then they start putting this fire out and they say it took them way too long and the car was lodged in the middle of the house, so they couldn't get to it. But nothing is as strange as what happens next. There's speculation that the reason the fire took so long to put out is because they let it go on that long. Either they were paid off or they weren't firefighters at all. And one of the things I found very interesting is that there's a few of these firefighters whose outfits are way too clean. All the other guys look like they fought a few fires in their time. These guys look like they just started today. And yet somehow these are the guys that we see wheeling Anne Heche out on the gurney into the ambulance. But the craziest thing happens as she's getting pushed into the ambulance. She sits up, rips open this body bag she's in, and it
Well, that's crazy.
Fucking insane. I remember.
But he
I
also
remember
lived
when
a
this happened.
closeted secret life.
Dear
He was in the
goodness.
closet.
This stupid thing. All right. Let me get back up here to where we were. But I wanted to freeze it on her getting up out of that body bag because
Yeah.
I want everyone to be able to view her body, her skin.
Yeah.
Because it
Doesn't
doesn't
look like she was in a fire.
No, it doesn't look burned.
Mm-mm. Not even a little bit.
It's totally not wanting to cooperate with me.
These crazy energies we're living in.
I know.
Messing everything up.
My internet will drop out of the blue, all kinds of craziness. Like my whole internet will just quit for the whole house.
Damn.
Okay.
And yet somehow these are the guys that we see wheeling Anne Heche out on the gurney into the ambulance. But the craziest thing happens as she's getting.
So if you look closely, there's no black on her. There's no red on her.
Nothing.
Her clothes don't look charred. Her hair doesn't look charred. Nothing on her.
Nothing to make you think she's been in a burning car.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean, it makes no sense.
Mm-mm.
And you would think for as long as she was in the vehicle after crashing into something, I mean, logically speaking, you would think she's going to have head injuries. She's going to have blood on her.
Right.
You know,
Right.
something's going to be broken, whatever. Like, you're
Yeah.
not just going to go flying up out of your body bag willy-nilly and thinking you're
No.
going to get off this gurney. That don't happen. I mean, yes,
It's insanity.
I know that people's bodies can go into shock and stuff, but that to me, that just doesn't look right.
That's trying to escape. That's trying to know. That's I gotta get out. Maybe she's claustrophobic. I can't be zipped up in a body bag and not freak the fuck out.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe she thought she was already in the ambulance and she could get out. She probably couldn't breathe in that damn thing because she's still alive, obviously.
Right. I mean, she clearly could not wait to get up out of there.
Mm-mm.
I mean, nothing about her really looks burned.
Is she wearing like a flesh-colored shirt or is she okay? Okay. Yeah, it does not look like she's been sitting in a burning car.
No. And her head doesn't look like she's got an injury as she raises up
Nothing.
her face and her forehead.
And if the guy who called 911 was saying he was in the car, maybe she wasn't the one driving the car.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe she was chilling in the house with the lady with her cats, waiting to. Oh my God. It's insanity.
And see, they say the coroner says that she suffered a brain injury and then prolonged smoke inhalation. I mean, I mean, I had a child in a car accident who had a brain injury that caused swelling in
Mhm.
her brain. She's the child that I brought back from the dead. And
Right.
I mean, you could physically see on her face why she had a brain injury. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she was
Yeah.
messed up really bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And typically that type of a car wreck type brain injury, I mean, I'm no doctor, but typically that lends to like bleeding from your orifices, right? Like your ears or your
Yeah.
mouth or your eyes,
Right.
all three. Um,
Yeah.
like in my daughter's case, all three. But
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look like there was anything visibly going on
Mm-mm.
from what we've seen. And just from what we've learned that she was involved in, I mean, hell, just Ellen alone, right?
Yeah.
Just Ellen alone was enough to suspect that she either was pushed to the edge and needed to go into hiding, or pushed to the edge and did this herself, or
Yeah.
someone else got her, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
I hope it's the went into hiding. I really do. 'Cause
I do
she's
too.
precious. I mean, she's a beautiful woman.
I've always loved her. I can remember
Oh
her
yeah.
being on a soap opera that my mom watched when I was a
Oh.
teenager, and
Okay.
she played twins actually.
Yeah. Yeah. They talk about that on the sobering stories. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think he does. Yeah,
Briefly.
yeah, but she was a really beautiful energy from the first time I ever laid eyes on her. I mean, I just knew she's like what I would call a star child, right? I mean,
I was just gonna say that,
she's
especially if she was. Maybe she wasn't so crazy when she knocked on those people's door and said that she could get them to safety and get them on a ship. Maybe she was, in touch with her galactic star family.
yeah, and she did believe that she was part of a galactic star family and that she was being visited by aliens, and then all of a sudden did a 180 and recanted every bit of it and said, "No, I was just crazy, and now that I'm on medication, it's fine."
Yeah.
None of that ever sounded very convincing to me when
No.
she would say that, you know?
Especially with people like us. Like, I know I'm part of a galactic star family,
Mhm.
and I know I'm doing work in the realms with them when
Right.
my body sleeps. Like, it's not crazy to me at all.
Yeah, no, it's not crazy to us, and then there's, um, there's people that get visited on a regular basis that can recall that, Chris
Mhm.
Bledsoe is a perfect example of that. Um, I can be a perfect example of that if the right people are around for them to show up,
Right.
but
Right.
they're not gonna show up if you're not genuinely wanting to meet them,
Yeah, and
there's
if
fear
there's
or
fear in your heart,
doubt.
yeah, exactly,
They're not gonna
exactly.
show up because they're not gonna breach your free will.
Right.
Yeah.
When I was starting to wake up to this kind of thing, I was smoking a joint in front of a mirror, to be honest, I was.
Right?
And it wasn't even good weed. And I had read somewhere that if
It's weed.
you meditate meditate with your eyes open and look in a mirror, eventually you'll see your own soul. So I'm like, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. And then I heard a whisper in my ear said, "You're not from here." And then it was like bam, 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 three different faces, quick. I wasn't tripping on LSD. It was some weak ass weed.
It was just
I
ditch
saw,
weed.
yeah, I was blue. I was another one. I was pale with very sharp features.
Yeah.
And the other one, I had cat-like features. And that
Lyric.
only makes sense if I'm a Lyrian starseed because
Mhm.
I love cats. It
Yep.
only makes sense. So I'm thinking Pleiadian, Lyrian, and something else, like I'm a mix. And I
Mhm.
would go lay out on my
Well,
little
I
little
could just
porch.
let me just say, actually, it's not even necessarily that you're a mix, just that you've experienced lives in all of those
Yeah.
different star
Oh,
systems,
yeah.
and that's in your DNA memory. And
Yep.
this particular lifetime that we're in now allows us to remember all of that
Yes.
because it's
And
time for
I
the awakening.
we're in the Great Awakening. And
Yeah.
but I had seen something on Gaia TV, some dude talking about Pleiadian starships and how they vibrate at such a high frequency, they look like stars. So when I'm laying on my deck looking up at the stars, and a certain one got my attention, and I focused on it like I'm telepathically communicating. And I'm like, if you're a Pleiadian starship and you're here for me, move. And it goes, zoop, 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 and I'm like, whoa. And so that became a thing. I would go out there and I would just relax and see what caught my attention. And, I would watch. And the only reason I'm not doing that now is because it's summertime and I'm afraid of frogs. So
Oh,
when the winter time comes around, I will put on a jacket and go repeat the process. But yeah, it's cool. I know I'm a star seed without a shadow of a doubt, and I think Anne was too.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
She was one of us.
I have always felt that about her. And I always had this uncanny ability. I think maybe we all do to kind of, it's like the Highlander thing, right? You just know, like you just know, you're just drawn to them. You just know,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? They're one of us.
We're drawn to each other. And I
Yeah.
feel like right now I'm having conversations with people, new people, that like this one girl I met just last night, real sweet 25-year-old, and she was just like, there's something missing, and this can't be all that there is. And I was like, have you heard of Dolores Cannon? Have you heard of the 3 waves of volunteers? In fact, I got her number. I got to send her that lecture because I gave her a gist, and she's like, oh my God, I think that's it. Yeah, and it's like we're meant to help each other remember,
Absolutely.
to jog each other's memories.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are each other's beacon to help
Yep.
us find our way home. Yeah.
Find our way back to ourselves,
Yep.
because our soul knows it all,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Our higher self, our soul, however you want to call it, definitely has all of that wisdom, all of those Akashic records right there in them.
Yep.
Totally.
And the whole purpose of the damn cabal is to keep us working 3 jobs, so we don't have time to sit in silence and figure that out. Our whole world, we're getting bombarded with noise everywhere you go. You can't find a moment's peace. You got to get creative.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get creative. I like that.
Yeah. For me, that was buying headphones to drown out any neighbors. Or hell, drown out my cat walking around the house going, hello, hello, when I'm trying to do my Joe Dispenza third eye meditation. I crank Joe all the way up.
Yeah. I think for some people, it's just easier to just like step outside,
Yeah.
Just get away.
Yeah.
For me, and that's my thing. I just need to, like, I have a meditation room. We've got yoga mats. We got the whole deal, right? But
yeah,
I would rather to just go step outside and sit on the deck or sit on the grass and just chill for a minute, just to get away from like, I'm very electric sensitive.
Yeah.
So when there's lots of things going on in the house, lots of different electronic stuff running, and like I feel that, and I work with my computer all day online, so I'm always like connecting with it, and so sometimes I just got to step outside and get away from. I got to defragment from all of the electricity stuff, I guess is what I'm needing, and I do that more often than even meditation. Honestly, I need to meditate more than I do, but
well, I mean, if you're going out and catching
either,
yeah, if you're going outside and catching a few minutes of quiet, wouldn't that be considered meditation?
Yeah. That's actually what I was getting to. I mean, I don't really need to do it in some disciplined way,
Mm-mm.
unless I just really feel like I need that in that moment.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's a tool just like anything else.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's just for me, it's just good to get outside and be able to breathe the air, even if it's hot. It was so freaking hot today. Oh my God, it's hot here.
Yeah.
92 degrees, but it felt like it was 107
Yeah.
because the heat index was so high. And I mean,
Hmm.
the wind was blowing, but it was hot
Yeah.
and it was so thick. It was so thick and muggy, but I had to get outside. So I went out
Yeah.
there and sweat my balls off for about 10 minutes.
I just got in the pool. I was in the pool all day,
Yeah.
floating around.
See, I don't have that
Yeah.
luxury here. I couldn't bring my
Yeah.
pool. I had a nice big pool and I couldn't bring it.
Yeah.
Um, we can't have a pool here, but that's okay. I bought one of those. It's called a sunbathing pool.
Okay.
It's like a shallow pool. It's like
Yeah.
8 by, what is it? Like 8 by 6.
Yeah.
It's like a shallow wading pool, but it has a canopy and a cup holder so that
Perfect.
my face and my head can be in the shade with my drink,
Yeah.
and the rest of me
Yeah.
can get suntanned while I lay in the little bit of water.
Yep. Yep.
It's the bomb.
Yes. Oh, hell yeah.
I'm good with that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'll have another swimming pool someday. But for now, that's gonna work because I like it.
Oh yeah.
What else do you want to say about the Anne Heche stuff? I know you had a lot of notes. I don't know if you covered them all.
I think I covered them all. Yeah, I pretty much covered it all. I hope she's still with us.
Yeah.
I hope a lot of these people are still with us.
Me too. Won't that be awesome to find that out?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the Nino's Corner with Bo? How's did you say his name? Bo Penny, Bo something like that. Bo Pony.
I know who you're talking about. Bo Pony. Yeah, yeah. I know who
Yeah.
you're talking about. But no, I didn't see that.
They just did one about how July 3rd and July 4th this year is supposed to be like a pretty big deal, liberating. We're going to actually see stuff happening.
I hope so.
Like we're going to know.
I freaking hope so.
Yeah, me too.
I hope so.
I sure hope he's right.
Yep.
I would love for us to wouldn't that be a great reason to celebrate 4th of July this year?
Yes.
We could all have a sigh of relief knowing that those arrests really are happening or really did happen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, what a glorious.
Even though I feel like I feel like they are, and that's done behind the scenes, it would still be nice to be validated.
Yeah.
It's like I know they've been happening, but I want everyone to know they've been happening.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like, I know it's ego talking, but I feel like we kind of deserve a little bit of vindication.
Yeah.
For all the research and all the shit
Yep.
we've been through, knowing this, learning this, spreading the truth about it. And I mean, we didn't really go through stuff that other people that were really like boots on the ground went through. But we still went through our own level of abuse with friends and family.
We did.
People that
We
was like,
absolutely
"You're
did.
crazy,
Absolutely
you're
did.
following a cult, that you're
Yeah.
this, you're that." We even got put on a list with like the FBI or something. Right?
Yeah.
Domestic,
Terrorist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
How crazy is that? So a little bit
Yeah.
of vindication would be nice.
It would be. It would
Not
be.
asking for much.
Did a little bit. A little something, something.
Yeah, just a little morsel.
But I can't get hung up on dates because then that date comes and goes and I'm pissed.
Well,
So
that's what surprises me about Bo. He's really good with, he's like what us anons would call a number fag or a math fag, right? Because that's his area of expertise, the math and the numbers. And he goes by the what's called I think it's the Jewish Bible. What is that called? Not the Quran, the Book of Jubilees. He goes by the Book of Jubilees, which I think is a Jewish part of the Jewish Bible collection. If I remember right. We'll have to ask Roseanne Barr about that.
Yeah.
She would know. But yeah, all of his stuff goes with biblical stuff, right? Hi, pretty.
He's there. He wanted to say hi. He's ready for his
so pretty.
He's my baby.
But all of it's like biblical connections, right? And he on this particular interview with Nino, he was talking about how there's like several things that point to July 3rd, July 4th of this year. That, and he literally even said a Q quote, and maybe he knows about that, and maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But he said but he said how many coincidences before it becomes mathematically impossible. And I'm like, that's a Q quote.
The Q proofs are getting fucking ridiculous.
Oh.
Trump wearing a white hat saying, I was the hunted, now I'm the hunter. I went, oh my God, while he wore a white hat.
Yeah. I'm actually getting ready to do a podcast about all of that. I have I've been researching all day long about all this.
Nice.
Because there were a lot of comms that I actually missed in the past 11 or 12 days. I totally missed them, but they're pretty obvious. And I dug up the Q posts to go with them.
Oh,
that matches them.
And you let me know when you're going to do that one, and I will be watching it. Are you going to do it live?
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to do it live. Yeah.
Okay. Let me know when. If I'm not at work, I'll tune in.
Okay. All right. Well, if you have time, you can just jump in the Zoom, do it with me.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But I found all kinds of Q proofs that coincide with everything going on with Iran and Israel right now, and how we were being told in 2018 that this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And even weird correlations to the shot heard around the world.
Ooh.
And Trump being in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Oh my fucking God.
Oh yeah. When I found that today, I was just like, what? Like how? It still blows my mind. How the fuck do they know so far in advance that some of this shit's going to go down?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, time travel is the only way I can logically make sense of it. I was like, somebody's got to be a time traveler.
Well, you know about that. I'm sure that book that was written.
I know all about it.
Yeah. I keep forgetting the name.
The Underground Adventures of Baron Trump, and then The Last President. And both of those were made by, written by Ingersoll. And Trump actually has a watch that is an Ingersoll Trump watch. And also, very cool, Ingersoll he was an author, but he was also a civil lawyer in the era of Lincoln.
Okay.
And Lincoln was our president during the Civil War.
Yeah.
Trump is our president during the modern day Civil War.
Yeah.
Right? The current Civil War, if you will. It's just different kind of war.
Yeah. Totally.
But we're definitely at war for our country.
Oh yeah.
In many ways. And so it's interesting. And I even this is so crazy because I even found a meme from 2018 that's Trump, but with a beard and hair that looks like Lincoln.
I feel like I remember that.
And I'm just like, actually, I have it right here somewhere. Let me just pull it up.
Pull it up, girl. It'll get people excited for the Q Proof show.
Oh my God. And you're not going to believe this either, but I actually found a Q proof that says fight, fight, fight. And it has a picture of Trump in the same fist pump pose. And I'm like, shut the front door. Like, what? Yeah.
Oh, I'm having a hard time going to sleep tonight. I'm so excited.
It blows my mind. What was I looking for? I don't forgot now. I remember. It was the Abe Lincoln Trump picture. Is that the one I was looking for?
Yes, yes. I gotta let Spencer out. No, Spencer's on the treadmill. He's gonna work off some of his baby weight. Spencer.
There you go. Mark it, Spencer. All right. I'll find the right thing, and then I'll do a share. I'll find it in a minute. Bear with me.
Oh, it's okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to say hello to my customer friend, Dennis, who watches every single one of our shows. Hey, Dennis. Hey, friend.
Hey, Dennis.
He's my buddy. And every time he's like, when are you going to put another one up? And I'm like, we got it up right now. I'll go ahead and send it to you. I told him to subscribe, but he said he doesn't have a YouTube account. I think he's not very tech savvy like us youngins.
It happens.
So, yeah, it's okay.
It's all good.
Yes, he really enjoys watching our podcast. So that's pretty cool.
Good. Yeah. We sure appreciate him tuning in.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, I can't find the damn thing. So instead, I'll just share this one because we just brought this one up. Look at that.
Oh my God. Wow.
And that's from 2018.
Wow. Now Spencer wants to go out. That is freaking wild. I'm coming, Spencer. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, what are the odds?
How many times before coincidence is mathematically impossible? All I got to say.
Right?
Yeah. We are not wrong about this.
We're not.
It's just taken longer than anybody would have expected. But I mean, this is like a what? Like a 6,000-year death cult that we're taking down?
It's
going to take time. It's going to, and I'm probably wrong on the math there, but it's going to take some time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to take a while, but I feel like we're there.
We're in it.
Yeah, we're totally there.
We're absolutely in it. It's like everything happened behind the scenes, and that's when we were getting the Q post, and now everything's happening publicly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And
it's
everybody
crazy.
should totally tune in for the next episode.
Absolutely. And if anybody wants to comment on any celebrity death they want us to look into, we're open to suggestions.
Yeah, or anything else for that matter.
Yeah, if there's any topics people want us to go into, leave us a comment. Subscribe. We are at how many subscribers?
898.
898. Come on. I know one of y'all out there is going to be 899.
Right.
Get us to 900 and then get us to 1,000. We can do it.
Yeah, our goal is to get to 1,000, and once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna have a really big deal show to give to everybody.
Yeah, and then I'll quit begging strangers because I am. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely tune in for our next show for Monday Madness, but also tune in for the Q drops that we're going to cover.
Yes. And you know, just so you guys know, Kelly's got great content on spirituality and stuff like that. You know, it's not this channel is not all truther stuff. The spirituality is top-notch information that could benefit everyone right now. So
Thank you.
gotta
Definitely.
check out all them videos.
Yeah,
Yes.
please check them out. And if you need any kind of help, contact me. Everything that I do is by goodwill donation only. Just because we need to get everybody up to speed as soon as we can. So yeah, everything's by goodwill donation only. There are no fixed prices on anything I'm doing anymore. Not even on readings, actually. I took the prices off of everything. Because people need clarity and they need structure and they need grounding and they need guidance and direction right now. So everything I can do to fulfill my end of the mission, I'm here to do it. So please, check out the website, check out the links down below, and tune in for my daily morning show, Coffee with Kelly.
Yes. What time do you do that on your time?
I'm usually doing it around 11 a.m. Eastern time.
You said it'd be 12 my time?
No, that's 11.
No.
That's 11 your time.
Oh, 11 Eastern time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try to tune in
it's 10
Wednesday.
my time.
Okay, I'll tune in Wednesday. I'm off Wednesday. I'll just go to the chiropractor earlier, and then I'll watch you while I'm on the treadmill.
All right, there you go.
That'll work.
Yeah, because I do those live every morning. Hot mess or not. Like I don't give a fanook. Y'all's waking up with me, so you get to see the fresh raw me.
Yes. Yes. Awesome.
All right, guys. Everybody have a blessed night, and we'll see you next week. Mwah.
See you next week.